Good morning, y'all. Happy Monday. We're going to attempt to play Control today. I'm a little worried about how this is actually going to perform on my computer. Because when I booted it up yesterday and checked out the graphics settings, a lot of them are on low by default, which I don't know if that's just for everybody or if that's because they saw my graphics card and laughed. This game is supposed to be pretty graphically intensive. It's got ray tracing, which we will obviously not be using. I don't think my machine is capable of doing that. And Galaxy says, what about Shift, Alt, Escape, and Enter? And that's why he will be banned for the remainder of the stream. Goofball. Someone didn't get enough sleep last night because they stayed up too late playing Text Twist. But yeah, that was pretty nuts. Galaxy streamed Text Twist yesterday, and after a couple, warm-ups, we managed to get up to level 60, and then at that point it was like midnight, so yeah. But yes, that did get pretty nuts. What else before we start? Oh, Brood and I went to go see the Mario movie on Saturday. And yeah, it's a kid's movie, but it is absolutely jam-packed with references on top of references. So if you've spent any time with any Mario game, you should probably go see it. We enjoyed it very much. Okay. Also, I think I managed to fix the alerts thing. It turns out that there are separate options for, getting notifications within chat and elsewhere. So now if anybody follows or, tips or anything like that, I should be able to actually see it now. Yeah, it's good. I mean, it's not gonna be an Oscar winner or anything, because, the plot is just pretty much, oh man, what is this? Oh, there's this evil thing. We gotta go fight the evil thing, and that's, it, because... But, it's very well done, and it's very, very nice to look at. The visuals are so good. The soundtrack is good. It's just really good. I know, I feel so bad about that. Oh my god. So yeah, I've changed things up a little bit, so hopefully this should be okay. Anyway, let's start. I've got subtitles on. I'm hoping having the graphics on low isn't gonna make this look too bad, but we'll see. We might try to pump things up to at least medium, but I don't know. My computer spontaneously combusts, then, well, we'll know that I shouldn't have done that. Okay, some common options you may want to adjust before starting the game. I'm gonna leave the brightness on default now. If we find later on that, it's too much either way, we can fix that later. Speaker system! We are doing headphones. Text language, English. Audio language, English. Subtitles, check mark. Okay, let's go. There's an option for turning off copyrighted music as well, and I made sure to click that yesterday, so we should be good.
This is gonna be weirder than usual. Can't be helped. You called me. So here I am.
It's really quiet so far.
Sometimes. I'm always glad to hear from you. It's just that I get my hopes up. So many times it's led to nothing. I found nothing. It's like we live in a room and there's a poster on the wall. We stare at it and we think that's the whole world. The room and the poster. The picture's something nice. A landscape, a famous person. Like in that movie, what is it called? The prison movie. The room's a cell, and the picture, it's different for each of us. It can be beautiful or terrible, but we're all transfixed. But it's all a lie. Something to distract us from the truth. They're lying to us. We're lying to ourselves. The room's not the world. The world is much bigger and much stranger. There's a hole hidden behind that poster that leads to the real world. We all feel safe in that room. But sometimes something crawls out from behind the poster. And the ones that see it happen freak out and try to forget what they saw. I'm here. Why did you bring me here? Hello?
Okay.
Anyone here?
Hang on, can I access the menu real quick? I mean, of course that's at 100. Why is that so quiet? I can't turn it up for me either. Oh, wait. Hang on. Yes, I can. Oh, I know what happened. The cat was on my, thing again.
I see it.
Okay, that's better.
I can feel it. It resonates. The things you show me, my friend, I forget. It's all in my head. There's no you, right?
So she doesn't know the name Shawshank Redemption.
I need someone to point me in the right direction.
That's an instant sacrifice and the nearest opportunity. Alright, so this is how quickly we go by default. Alright, we can run. It hasn't given us the run tutorial yet, so let's just, Alright, security check. We got these big old metal zippers on our jacket here. It's fine, I guess. Somebody left their stuff here. Oh, okay. Can I get in the machine? Nope, alright. Alright, lockdown. Lots of cigarettes. Everybody's smoking here. So something to know about this game. This game was made by Remedy, the people who brought you Alan Wake. Which, when is Alan Wake coming out? Or Alan Wake 2? The next year, or is it before that? I don't know. But anyway, these are apparently in the same universe. So, look, there's a lock and unlock light. Yeah, exactly. It's the coffee. It looks like it's gonna be cigarettes in this game. Well, maybe not. I couldn't actually pick those up. Is that a young Colonel Sanders? I only heard the name of this game, but I have no idea what it's about, so how high are your expectations, guys? I heard it was decent. I vaguely know what the game is about, but it's been a while because I was watching people play this when it first came out, so, you know. Alan Wake 2 supposedly sometime 2023, no more details than that. Alright, so that's gonna get pushed back to 2024. Research and records. God, that's oppressive. So, if you're familiar with, the SCP universe, it's kind of similar to that stuff. Yeah. So yeah, as you see, many of these things are redacted. Okay, we've got the expenditures here. Cool. Nothing too exciting there.
This seal. I saw it a long time ago. I keep seeing it in my dreams.
You saw it in the lobby like 2 minutes ago. Okay. It's like a bathroom, okay. Good, good. The toilet paper's still here. Hasn't disappeared yet. Broom? What are you gonna do with a broom in the bathroom? Like, I feel like that's just gonna collect grossness. Like, if you're cleaning the floors in a bathroom, you best be using a mop. Always thought of observation duty as the SCP spin-off. Kinda.
Bureau of Control. All these years I've been looking for them and they were hiding in plain sight.
Can I crouch? Okay, that is not an opening. Which would make sense, because this is an office. Okay, I can already tell. I'm gonna struggle with this whole, window thing. Because that definitely does not look like there's glass there unless you get the light there. That reminds me, we actually saw an SCP manga at the bookstore this weekend, which I thought was hilarious. Security order. Blank, a shark in his blank, although secure blank, permission to blank, following basic protocol blank, shoot to kill blank, good luck. Alright. A bear in his apartment. Anyway. Redacted. Oh god, Snorpy's been here. Alright. There are no tittles in here and I am upset. Oh! This vending machine makes me sad. No marketing allowed in this hallway, I guess. Damn. That bar just says protein. Okay. That's someone down the hall. R4 reports reminder. Hello, it's all... Ugh. I'm gonna have to read in this game. I was worried about that. We established yesterday that I can't see letters so good. God. Why is this building empty? Why does she act like she's been looking for ages when it's a literal building? I don't know. Maybe she's got the amnesia. Also, this building's on lockdown, which you figured that... I don't know. Maybe everybody's, you know, down in a basement for safety or something. I don't know. What a world it would be if marketing on packaging was outlawed. God. You weren't using the second S, Galaxy. Just, what if we used all the letters that weren't there? You just don't know how many words we can make. You just have to try, and you were just not. God, I was so embarrassed. Because I figured you'd done the thing, you know, where you try to type it, but the game lags for a second and doesn't pick up the last one before you hit enter, and so it's like, no, that's not a word, and I was just like, oh no, he didn't see it, let me tell him. They just, crap. Oh my god. This morning, I was trying to do my Duolingo practice, and I kept missing this one over and over again, and I was like, what the hell? I've tried it this way that I think is correct. I've tried it this way that might also be correct, but maybe because it's an exception, and it's not taking either one. It's because the word I was using was not the word that it was asking for. Because I just didn't read the English sentence correctly, so I kept translating it wrong, and I was just like, ah! So yeah, my brain is mush. Still. Anywho. Hello! As you all should know by now, the R4 reports are due by the end of the week. We're still waiting on them from a number of people. If you need an extension, please request form R4.E from your supervisor. Excuse me, had a hiccup there. If you think you're exempt from filing an R4, then you'll need to get written permission from your department chief saying so. Remember, R4s are mandatory under section 75.2 of the Employee Manual. Everybody open up your employee manuals and bookmark this page. If your R4 requires the interdepartmental claims, then please contact the appropriate department head, Dr. Darling, Ms. Marshall, Mr. Salvador, or Mr. Kirkland as needed. They'll be busy on Thursday in their annual policy review, so please schedule accordingly. Best, your admin team. Okay. Yeah, Brood, Galaxy did the thing again where you enter in the last word right at the last second as the timer's ending, and so it just makes you skip the level. So that is officially reproducible now. Okay, you were still there for that? Nice. Hey, janitorman.
Hello?
He can't hear me. He's got his AirPods in.
Hey, excuse me.
There you are. You are here about the job. Janitor's assistant. You need to go to the interview. Go that way to the elevator.
Thanks. Elevator that way. Got it.
Very good. I'm Ahti, the janitor, by the way. You'll work for me. You can say I sent you. If they don't hire you, niin Johan helvet. There be work for the axe. Take them behind the sauna, jumalauta.
I've done enough night shift loner jobs to know it makes us come off weird. Ahti the janitor is a friendly face in my book.
Better than somebody with no face at all. Think about it. No face.
But that said, I know what you're thinking. If there's an axe murderer around, that's him.
Game audio is still quiet? Okay. 1 sec. Did he just respond to her thoughts? Yeah, that's a bit odd, huh? Seek shelter. Oh. Yeah, she may also have some interesting social skills, so maybe she's just stood there and said her internal monologue externally. I want to read game. Alright, so the elevator's right there. Can I... Okay, this is just where I was before. Alright. Why read game when you can play game? Yes. Text-based games.
And the poster. I was 11 years old the first time I saw behind the poster. They told me I imagined it. I've been trying to pull it down ever since. Will you help?
Okay.
Did I lose you there for a moment? You know what's on my mind. My baby brother, Dylan. 17 years since the men of this bureau took him.
Yep, okay. Ah, the bugs! Oh, no! No! It's okay, they're fine. Those are quality mugs right there. And where else you can get quality mugs? My merch link. Yeah. There's some horses. I was also not expecting that cart to move.
We're starting from the top.
Okay, this game's gonna take like 5 times as long if I keep doing that. There's some kind of alarming sound. Let's read this document while the alarm's still going off. Oh, good. It stops the sound. That's... Okay, they get big points for that. I'm just thinking of that, the message alert in the Citadel DLC that I can never hear. And, and I start that really long interview, and Galaxy's just sitting there like, ah! And I'm like, I don't hear anything. Reminder. Are you drafting any public-facing material while pending any notifications of death related to the Willow AWE? What? Please adhere to the following guidelines. Words, phrase to use in the service of his/her country. Regret, proud, or pride will be remembered. Words, phrases to avoid. Alaska, scissors. Blood and bleed, loss, apologies, and sorry. That's right, legally you should never apologize because you are admitting fault. Ugh. Worst sound in any game by far was that awful bug in Zen. That was awful. Economy. Okay, yeah, that guy looks evil. That seems... Oh, okay. Okay, we can jump. That was about to be a problem. Also, yes, Scissorman. Oh. I would love to attempt to play a Clock Tower game on stream, but God, I just can't. That game scares the hell out of me. We gotta send the message tubes so that the beavers can build their dam out of them. I didn't hold that down long enough. Collectibles. Barbara, I'm not to be disturbed. Cancel all my appointments for the day, for the rest of the week. I can't trust them, Barbara. Not a single one. Alright, Trench. That sounded vaguely like a gunshot. I'm sure that's fine. And definitely not the thing we saw earlier.
Shit. Shit. You want me to pick it up? The murder weapon? Really?
Okay, so these shapes are, the voices in my head or something. I mean, in retrospect, the red carpet was probably a good choice. Gunshot, we call that the director's resignation note. Jesus Christ.
Something's outside. Was coming here a mistake?
I mean, yeah, we just walked into this, but we have a gun now, so... Ooh. Ah, pyramids!
And there goes the poster.
Objects of power can cause or be results of AWE's altered world events, intrusions upon the perceived reality. Now, The service weapon is, of course, a prime example of an OOP, a very powerful one.
We call that an oop.
Ingrained in the Bureau's DNA, a key component in our prime candidate program. Come out of that Russian roulette a winner, and you're it.
Look at this place. Where am I?
Whoa, his gun's like talking, man. Trying to summon his persona. Director certainly had an oop. God damn it. Alright, we're in the astral plane. Eh. I tried to run and she didn't want to, so... Why are we in Legion City? Everybody falls the first time. Mantle. Yee. RE7. It's a molded. Would you like a hug? I hugged too hard. Like that time I tried to pet that rat in, what was that? Was that WoW? I can't make that.
The same gun.
I was gonna start telling you about the omega-3 in fish. God!
Have a gun.
Whee! Oh, okay. I guess I'm just supposed to shoot those. Okay, it reloads on its own. Gun feels a bit slippery here. Anyway. This is also very Vex Dimension. Look at her firing her gun like a cool guy. You have never handled a firearm, have you? That or this gun has like 0 recoil. Might have to turn the sensitivity down on this a little bit. It's a little too slippery. Yeah. What are these blue things? Those things that I need? They don't seem to be disappearing. I'm wondering if that's health and I just don't need to pick it up because I'm not hurt yet. Oh, he's got a gun. Okay. It's actually Mass Effect. I mean, yeah. Okay, yeah, I guess we go to this thing.
Something's coming. keep the Bureau safe.
Did you hear that? It's the dead man. Right after the pyramid spoke to me, and it was just noise, and I understood every word. And this gun's alive. You know what?
This is just destiny.
Happy. Happy to be here.
Seems like I just got promoted.
Outside. Is it safe to go?
Oh, all over the documents and the phone. There's a pyramid there. Oh, we gotta get Adi in here fast. Oh, well, I was gonna say at least this perfectly white shirt is okay, but, it's gonna go. Monday's at the office, am I right?
You can't let this happen. 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 You stopped it. You... Oh, thank you. That was... horror.
Oh god.
Get the fuck away!
Okay, that looks goofy. What is she beyond two souls? God. Oh. She's just a chunky. Oh. Yeah, there is definitely something going on here. Hey, turn off that alarm. Yeah, I guess we'll just head on back. Oh, crap. This map is large. Oh, and I can move.
Secure line of communication. Guidance. Reach the hotline.
I'm being shot at. Ah, where are you? Bam. Eh. Okay. Beyond Two Souls with the added benefit of not being a David Cage game. Alright. Yes, where are the health elements that these guys are dropping? Because I don't see any. What's wrong with David Cage, you ask? David Cage is an asshole of the highest degree. You just Google David Cage lawsuits and go a little nuts. He's also an ultra misogynist. And a racist. Dinner reservations for 7. Wife will meet you there. Don't be late. The first time hearing about it. Yeah, he's not a good dude. Flowers are ready for you at the lobby. She's turning 46. Don't let Mold hitch a ride. Yeah, there's a ton of bad stuff that went down in Quantic Dream. Oh, there's the health. Give me that. And a material. Do not have a clearance level. Okay. Undefined rating. Okay. Oh, I got stuff about the weapon. Let's see. Containment procedure. No unique procedures required. Object's form is variable. When bound, the object allows para-utilitarians to blank. This object must only be bound by individuals seeking the role of blank. The object will determine whether blank. If rejected, the applicant is terminated. This process is dictated by the blank, though their criteria is unknown. Background. The object was discovered inside the oldest house in the room that is now used as the director's office. The popular hypothesis, blank, many forms throughout history, blank, Mjolnir, Excalibur, Baronastra? I've never heard of that. All weapons that blank of their wielders. Objects of power are the convergence of forces based on the collective subconscious, and this may be the original manifestation of that event. If this is the case, blank. Okay. So it's the MacGuffin. Got it. We missed another, yep, okay, there's Director Trench. So much is expected from the director, the responsibility, the privilege. Okay.
Objects of power can cause or be results of
Oh, okay.
altered world events.
This is the thing we already saw, right?
Perceived reality. A side note, remember to cover their connection to the astral plane as well. Now, the service weapon is, of course, a prime
We're gonna watch it again because it's fun.
OOP, a very powerful one.
Cube.
Ingrained in the Bureau's DNA, a key component in our prime candidate program. Come out of that Russian roulette a winner and you're it. Lose and you're, well, fired. Thank you. I'm Dr. Darling, head of research for
Very
the
good.
Bureau of Control.
I want some of those gloves that go all the way up to your shoulders. Those would be fantastic for cleaning. Give me 1 second. I'll be right back. Alright, sorry, that took a bit longer than I expected. I think Petra got spooked while she was in the litter box because I discovered a present. I had to take care of that pretty quickly. Yeah. Hey, I'm just glad she's not doing it intentionally. Okay, here we go. These sinks seem very, very low. That weirds me out. Wash your hands! Your hands can spread the mold. Okay. We're really worried about mold here. Alright. So we need to head over in this direction. Ah, yeah, toward the red. No mirrors in a bathroom is weird. I mean... Huh. Director. That looks like me. Maybe that's just a coincidence. We shouldn't think anything else about that. Don't worry. Can I not read the... I can crouch. There is a crouch. I can't read that. This is where I came from. Okay, I need to go this way, but this is locked. Oh, look at my reflection on the door. That's neat. Okay, let's just go this way. I forgot I can keep the map up and move. Okay. How many employees do we have here? And why can we only fit 6 people in this shelter? Shelter service hatch. Did we just kind of top in there? I mean, we've already seen more than 6 guards in here. Or, not guards, but employees. Like, what? Okay. For Marshall's eyes only. Alright, somebody get Core in here. Marshall, we checked out the suspected AWE in Duluth. Wasn't anything, just like the house fire before this and the malfunctioning clothes dryer before that. Okay. My team is getting pretty sick of duds. We need to find a better way to sort the fake AWEs from the real things, or you need to rotate these field agents off for a bit. Anyway, we're en route to Sherman Ranch, next one on the list. Let's hope it's a little livelier there. Alright. Special Agent Keenum. Core the Immortal? I will touch this. That's not at all how I expected that to operate. House memory, okay. I don't know what to do with those, but okay. Closed door. God, that door is thick! Okay, can I come in here now? Oh. Okay, well this isn't where I needed to be, so I guess let's get out. Red room. Oh, God.
betrayed me earlier. The hiss burrowing into everything in this place.
Is the hiss your enemy? Alright, it's our enemy.
That babble's contagious. It burns in like an infuriating melody that makes you hum it over and over.
Oh, so it's memes? Visitor evals. How to handle unscheduled visitors entering the lobby. Start with the following. Welcome to the Federal Bureau of Control, established in 1964 as part of an effort to strengthen government relations. We're proud to serve the United States and her people as we strive for transparency and excellence in all aspects of our esteemed nation's infrastructure. If they do not leave, then ask them these questions. Are you here to see someone? Are you from New York City or just visiting? How'd you find this place? If their answers are sufficiently harmless, explain that this is a secure federal office and that they'll need to leave. If their answer seems blank, escort them to a private room. There, perform the gunner's psychological assessment. Oh, okay. We're gonna show them a bunch of the glasses, and depending on which ones they pick, they're either okay or we have to take them out. Their responses are within the acceptable range of deviance. See the provided scoring sheet, then blank immediately. Remember, there's no such thing as too suspicious. Okay. Yeah, this, just don't worry about these guys. They're, you know... Everyone's having a really good day. They're walking on air. They got their head in the clouds. Or ceiling tiles, in this case. Urban legends. Urban legends are believed to affect the creation of altered materials, but can also dictate the characteristics of an altered world event. Urban legends are understood as the modern evolution of Jung's archetypes. Ugh, words. We recognize certain blank, informed by our own blank, and popularized by our media. We have additionally proven that urban legends can even be artificially blank in popular culture using blank, our Bureau-made anthology television program. Okay. Once the seeds are sown, human imagination exacerbates the details. Certain paranatural phenomena contain clear elements of popularized folklore, AWEs that only occur on blank. Okay. A pair of scissors that consume human blank through 2 punctures of the blank. On the blank. Please don't puncture my blank. These details, living in the minds of so many, have been given strength through belief. Urban legends are not just stories for children, they are paranatural realities waiting to happen. Refer to file 4-93-6942 for full report. Okay. Welcome to the oldest house, okay. An F on this, but it doesn't seem to be doing anything. Okay. I'm tempted to turn up the brightness, cause it's really friggin' dark here. Photo mode, ooh. Let me... I don't want to turn up too much. Let's go 65. It doesn't actually make it any easier to see, it just makes it, like, whiter. Okay, we're turning them back then, because... Okay. Now the game wants me to give it too much credit in advance. I think it's a rather blank thing to do. Blank that. Very good. This is fine. Time to fight. Let's go. Headshot. Oh, that's a big boy, and I'm nearly dead. Hey! Headshot. Gimme, gimme, gimme. Alright, we've got a little bit of health left. Where's our last guy? There he is. Ouch! Crouch! People's backs are gonna be killing them when they get up. God, that red screen messed with my eyes bad. Oof. Sprint is useful both in and out of combat. Yes. It sure is. Okay, let's try that again. Did it save after I came out of here or before? Okay, good.
The hissing sound that tried to invade me earlier. The hiss. Burrowing into everything in this place.
Is the
Okay.
hiss your enemy? Alright, it's our enemy.
Collectibles have already been collected. We are good.
Contagious. It burrows in like an infuriating melody that makes you hum it over and over.
Oh, you actually can't pass through there. Okay. Alright, make us whole. Really should go for headshots here. I'm tall now. Oh god. Let's heal up a little bit. Whoop. It looked really goofy.
Must cleanse control points. Anatomy. Corrupt. Spreading them.
Cleanse the control point. What does that mean? Help me fix it.
Homer, find your soulmate. It reminds me of Quantum Break. A little bit, yeah. Pyramid.
Holy shit! You did it! We did it!
Hello? Can you hear me?
Pope?
Are you with us? With the Bureau?
Can't tell you how happy I am to talk to somebody sane.
The feeling's mutual. Yeah, I'm Pope, Emily Pope, Dr. Darling's assistant.
My turn. Should I lie?
Jesse Faden. I'm just visiting.
I should have lied.
Oh shit! You're the new director. Hold on, we're coming out.
Director Faden. Call me Jesse.
Okay, Jesse. I'm Emily. Look, somehow...
What's going on with her mouth?
Hostile force, this... Hiss?
She's one of them!
That works. Somehow the Hiss managed to infiltrate the building without any warning.
And just like that, my name for it is official. The Hiss. Like the sound of poison gas leaking in.
We're in full lockdown. It seems to have spread everywhere and to everyone not protected by an HRA. And, extraordinarily, you. You are the director, and that makes you special by definition. Trench is no longer the director, obviously. I'm sorry, I'm talking too much. This whole situation is just a lot.
Trench is dead. Shot.
Ah.
I found his body. And the gun.
Do I tell her it looked like a suicide?
The service weapon.
Also, and this can sound crazy, but he keeps appearing to me, saying things. It's hard to make out, but he told me to cleanse the control point.
He never could shut up, could he?
Push the Hiss out. The whole room shifted around.
You did that? And you entered the building when it was already in the lockdown before you became the new director? How?
I'm not ready to tell her about you yet.
A janitor let me in.
I love it. This is fucking unbelievable. I can't even... Look, Jesse.
She said the
I
thing!
have a million questions, and you probably have a million more.
Like, do you know my brother Dylan? Not yet.
But there's something I need to ask you to do first. If you can cleanse a control point, then you can maybe cure those infected or possessed by the Hiss. Because if that's possible, our options are very different.
Emily Pope. I don't know her, but I like her already. She's the opposite of the faceless agency I've blamed for what happened to me for so long.
She does have a face.
But I can't trust her yet. Or rather, the Bureau she's a part of.
Yes. I can try.
I'm speaking for you, of course. We can try it together.
You mean us, the player?
You with me? We did it before. Push the Hiss out.
Yeah, we're probably the triangles or whatever that keep spinning around. Examination of paranatural topics. Control points. Summary. Control points are locations that the Bureau has identified as being vital junctions of the oldest house. When the appropriate harmonization devices are arranged around the control point in the blank arrangement, the surrounding area will not experience any unforeseen building shifts. That's great. That always causes a terrible mess and stresses the janitors out. These control points are discovered by blank detection of an unobstructive ping using the blank within a 37-foot radius. Numerous researchers have attempted to define control points, calling them nerve junctures or blank or vulnerable spots of the oldest house. The common factor in these theories is that control points are susceptible to external influence, which allows us to stabilize the oldest house and work more confidently inside it. Theoretically, this technology could be extrapolated to stabilize the oldest house as a whole, but testing has found that certain parts of the building refuse to be blank. For the file 7-25-27884 for full report. Y'all writing these down? We have a lot of cross-referencing to do after the stream. Everybody's got homework. Read up on your AWEs. Blank. See if there's anything else for me to... Oh god, I thought something was falling. No, that is actually working as it should be. That's fine. Can go upstairs. Let me come look at this thing. What do you guys have these little Flava Flav clocks on your chest? What is this? Like a magic 8-ball? Is it a mood ring? What are you doing? Fast travel! Outfits! Hold up! Oh. Oh. I only have my civvy suit. Alright. Cleanse the his corrupted agent. Okay. Yep, there's the boardroom. Those are the suits that protect them from the hiss. I mean, yeah. But like, y'all get cable on those or what? Hidden trend, okay. Oh, I didn't read that. Mission briefing. Let's do that. Jesse Faden arrives at the oldest house, the headquarters of the Federal Bureau of Control, to look for answers to the mysteries of her childhood. Guided into the building by the janitor, Ati, Jesse finds Zachariah Trench, the director of the Bureau, shot dead. She picks up the pistol next to the body and is translocated to the astral plane. The strange board encourages her to bind the gun, an object of power called the service weapon. She succeeds, and the board informs her that she is now the director. Okay. I will say though that they definitely did a good job with all of the documents. They are not only big enough for me to actually read, but the spacing and the font choice is fantastic. Like, I'm not stumbling on it nearly as much as I would be in other games, so they get big props to that for me, considering how much reading is going to be in this game. Alright, so I probably need to head upstairs, yeah? I keep hitting escape to get out of the map instead of tab. I will try not to do that, but it's gonna happen a few more times. Here's the most evil of the oops. Bird can attest to that. Weapon mod ammo efficiency. There are weapon mods in this game. And personal mods? Oh, crap. Oh, crap. Ammo cost per shot is down 7%. Yeah, we'll put that on. That will cost me 50 spikies to put it on, I guess? Or if that's if I sell it. What's my personal mod? Energy boost. Energy plus 5. Okay. Yes, that is how many spikies I would get if I deconstruct it. Okay. Yeah, we'll do that. Why is this still saying I haven't read it? Is it because I haven't zoomed? Okay. Oh, now that's untracked. Hang on. I'll get back to that G. Okay. Jacket. Okay. Hang on. Let me check out these other offices first. Really, really wish we had a flashlight. Personal mod, energy boost. Is that... That's what I just put on, yeah. I imagine they would stack if I put on more, but I don't have a slot yet. I could deconstruct it, but I'm not going to right now. I probably won't start deconstructing stuff until either I need more spikies or I'm running out of slots. Anyway, shifted bathroom complaint? Oh god. Listen, I know you can't control building shifts, but the executive level restroom has been missing for weeks now. I worked my ass off in the Islamabad station for 3 years. I've earned the right to a nice workplace shitter. If you can't bring it back, at least find out where it went. From D. Rodriguez, which is hilarious because we know somebody with that with that name. Can't find your office? Watch your step. There's a post-it note on it that says no. Was I here? Prohibited items reminder. Oh yeah, let's read that. I didn't hold it, sorry. Reminder, certain objects are not allowed inside the Bureau. Recent incidents have necessitated an issued reminder on prohibited materials. Unauthorized weapons, pagers, laptops, smartwatches, smartphones, smart gaming devices, anything smart. Number 2, pencil. Huh. Number 2, pencils. Any objects considered iconic representations of an archetypal object, e.g. rubber ducks or ketchup bottles. Okay, can we talk about the SCP water displacement duck? Shut up, I love it. All material under Bureau investigation is to be brought in through the private entrances. If you see any lobby personnel in breach of these policies, please notify your supervisor immediately. This guy's toilet ran away from him. Yeah, I guess he was just tired of all the shit. I'm wondering if the radios are the new coffee. You get out! You're still banned for that joke about the title. Ah. Technological restrictions. Oh, I was expecting this to be a lot longer. I'm also appreciating that these documents are not pages upon pages of just words. That's awesome. I can read the short little bits here. Alright, technological limitations of the oldest house. Summary, the oldest house imposes certain limitations on our Bureau, but by far the most restrictive is the inability to use certain technological instruments. The oldest house does not allow devices that receive or emit any blank signal. Radio waves are the only transmittable signals in the oldest house, and even those are often unreliable. If the power of collective unconsciousness is taken into account, it could be that certain pieces of technology are too new in the cultural blank for the oldest house to blank them. Similarly, these items have not been known to become receptacles for altered status. Technology may be moving at too fast a pace for the blank to occur. Modern technology tends to disappear and break here, sometimes quite violently. Blank agents have been injured by cell phones exploding in their pockets while entering the oldest house. Refer to file 4-19-1935 for full report. Wasn't there something about phone batteries just exploding a couple years back? Wasn't it like Samsung phones? Stupid oldest house, go to modern school. Get younger, oldest house. Because I was gonna make a joke of, oh, maybe those were Samsungs. But, I can't remember if that's what it actually was. Alright, there's a triangle. And we've got some cubes here. Maybe cubes in there the size of gorillas. That was them. Okay, cool. Yo, it's this pencil sharpener. That's about, I don't know, maybe 2 to 3 times as big as it should be, but... Yeah, God. Oh, had one of those in all of our classrooms growing up. Oh my God. Loot. Undefined reading. Okay. I still don't know what those do. They look vaguely like QR codes, but like not enough. Okay, we've got... something. Something at the top that looks vaguely like, Pac-Man. Alright. More cube. It is many cubes. Alright. Oh god, it didn't like me doing that. So yeah, as usual for these types of games, we will be exploring everything. I mean, yeah, I guess I'll turn all those on. This is where... No, it's not, huh? Not trying to 100% by any means, but you know. If there's stuff in here, we don't want to miss it. Okay, yep, there's a door in here I'm not allowed to open. So I can go that way. Got options here. Okay, yeah, those two, I think, lead to the same spot. What is this? We haven't been in here. Stapler. Don't take office equipment outside of the building. Hmm. Alright, now we're back out here. Okay. There's a door here? I guess this thing opens at some point, but not right now. Jump into the wall. Okay, it says no. Okay. We have a bunch of post-its there. Considering we can't do clearance level 1, I don't think we're gonna have any luck with 4. Okay, what am I actually supposed to be doing? I mean, cleanse the his corrupted agent, yes, but... Ah, this one. Okay.
Has burrowed too deep. Ripping it out rips them apart.
Okay.
Jesse, over here. We need to make a plan, Jesse.
I can't cleanse them.
I saw. It was worth a shot. Thank you, Director. Jesse.
I'm gonna tell her why I'm here. I'll risk it.
Listen, the Bureau was involved in an incident in my hometown, Ordinary, 17 years ago. The Bureau came in.
Town was called Ordinary.
I've been looking for this place for a long time.
That's enough. Maybe that's too much already. I can't tell her about Dylan and the rest yet.
I've seen mentions of an Altered World event case dealing with Ordinary. You were at Ground Zero as a child? It was one of the big ones, and before my time. And very classified. I can try to dig out some old files for you. My boss, Casper Darling, would know, but he's missing. I think he knew this was coming, or suspected. He came up with the HRAs, the Hedron Resonance Amplifiers. I think they're what saved us. Or a few of us. And Director Trench would know.
Trench. The ghost, or whatever he is. He mentioned something called the Hotline. Said I should find it.
It's another object of power, like the gun, an old Bakelite telephone. A direct line of communication between the director and the board. Maybe he can talk to you more clearly through that. I mean, Trench has years and years of experience. He might know how to destroy the Hiss.
Where is the hotline?
It's kept in the communications department through the mailroom. It's part of this sector, so we can access it even with the lockdown in place.
Convenient.
We'll get the door open for you.
Okay, that's my next stop.
That's Tomasi's department. He's the head of communications. I don't think he had an HRA. He kind of made a point about not wearing one earlier. Keep an eye out.
They call me the director. But that's not me. I'm not a director type. I'm not a leader. Why am I here? I think you already know. Yes, I came for my brother, but there are other reasons too. I said I was looking for answers, but I might never understand them. I'm not looking for proof. This is already it. More than enough. No matter what they told me all those years, I know it's real now. I didn't imagine this. I want to be a part of this world. What scares me shitless is that I finally found it. Only to see the Hiss destroy it all.
I want it to be that clown phone, and it's not. It's just a red phone. Anyway, yeah, Trench is dead, but he's still talking to us from beyond somehow, so... So we're gonna call him on this phone.
So, don't hesitate to ask me anything you want to know. There are no stupid questions. The door to the comms department is just outside the boardroom back in the lobby. They should have gotten it open by now. Follow the signs to the mailroom. You can get to the hotline containment chamber through there. Good luck, Jesse. See you back here once you have the hotline.
Thanks.
First question. What kind of toothpaste do you use? See what info she's got for us.
Should be in the communications department.
I said there were no stupid questions. I lied. Tell us about the Hiss.
Where did the Hiss come from?
I'm not sure. You said the Hiss was here when you entered. Did you see anything like that outside before you came in?
No. No, just inside.
The source is internal then. See, the oldest house is a
Call was
small
coming from
complex
inside the oldest house.
Openings to other places as well. I don't even know where to start looking. But in the context, it's good news. The lockdown holds. The Hiss escaping the building would be the end. Pretty shitty world out there if you ask me, but I wouldn't want the Hiss to destroy it.
With you on that, Emily.
Okay. We don't know how she got in. Yeah, when we got control, we were just in there.
You mentioned the oldest house. What is it?
This building, the Bureau headquarters, the oldest house, is a shifting place. You've seen it. It transcends its physical limits.
I've been to New York a few times. How didn't I notice this place?
It's an attribute of the building. This is a place of power. The oldest house doesn't like attention, so unless you're purposely trying to find it, you don't, which is perfect for us. The work we do here is essential, but unstable. The Bureau prefers not to be noticed. And we need strong walls to make sure nothing gets out.
So without you, I never would have found the front door.
Okay.
I want to know what mascara these ladies are using, cause damn. Either that or they've got fake eyelashes on. I mean, look at him.
This trench guy. I keep hearing him in my head. Is he a ghost? Haunting me?
I doubt we're talking about a ghost in the traditional sense, but an echo maybe. See, if he was killed by the service weapon, your gun, maybe it's his final thoughts recorded by the bullet in his brain, like a deep space probe sending back data. But that's just a hypothesis on my part. I need the gun to research it. But you better hold on to that given the circumstances.
I think I will. Yeah. Can
Talk
you
about
tell
the
me what
oops.
an object of power is exactly? This is all, well, new to me.
Don't worry, I love going over the basics. So objects of power are mundane objects that house paranatural energies and have developed a link to the astral plane and can thus be controlled, which is what differentiates them from altered items, which are still housings of paranatural forces, but are more volatile and cannot be bound in the peri-utilitarian sense. Got it?
Did she memorize this? Got it. Thanks. So HRA stop you from becoming Hiss?
Well, it seems that way. I mean, I hadn't even heard of an HRA until a few weeks ago when Dr. Darling started handing them out. Well, I began analyzing mine as soon as I got it. I mean, each one seems to emit a powerful short-range frequency way beyond anything I've ever seen.
Doesn't the timing seem suspicious?
I thought that too. Dr. Darling usually likes to unveil his latest breakthrough in big presentations. With these, he just passed them out. Yeah, his behavior makes me wonder what exactly he knew.
Okay.
Thanks, Emily. I'm sure I'll have more questions soon.
Just let me know.
Yeah, she's alright. Oh, I can't open this one. Alright, so we need to head to comms, which is through the mailroom. Am I allowed to see upper, lower floors without being on them? Doesn't look like it. But it's that yellow room up there. I expect we're gonna have to fight some things. So I'm not going to keep this up the entire time. Point that at me. Nostalgia department? Dead letters?
There it is again. Our welcome message.
I can't come in here yet. Okay. There's Tommy. Ew. Ew. Look what's going on with his head. Okay. Not expect that to be a thing y'all could do. Anyway. Travel costs. Week 83 report. Visited the following Nevada accommodations: Desert Sun Inn, Big Sky Motel, Starlight Motel, In and Out. Not the same. Aztec Court, Sleepy Bear Motel, Silver Spurs Ranch, El Gato Blanco Inn, A Plus Lodge. Expenditures: accommodation $831.29. Meals $714.84. Gasoline $295.12. Minibar $313.61. There is an asterisk there. Do wonder if a motel called the Ocean View is going to be found in a landlocked state, but hey, I guess I'm not paid to think, right? And for the record, I again request that you give us the budget to get 2 rooms each night. Agent Rowley and myself are very tired of sleeping in the same room. See you on the road, Agent L. Hines. Boys in research said performing rituals may help identify any places of power. Drinking those little whiskeys is my ritual. Tiny hotel whiskeys. Very good. Avoid modern technology. Okay. Huh. You remember the noises that the enemies in Alan Wake would make? I feel like these are the same ones, but just louder. There you are. Oh god. I nailed him and now I can't hit him. Trying to crouch. Okay. And there you are. Yeah, give me another one of those. Yeah. His barrier research, okay. Cause yeah, it was always like distorted mumbling and stuff. Grab that health. I kind of wish that the health pickups were a little bit bigger. They're visible in on other floors, but this one where that light blue is, you know, pretty close to this color. Hard for me to see. I don't know how you feel it, but from my perspective, the combat looks incredibly clunky. It's not the best. It could be a lot worse, but it's not the best. Shatter recoil efficiency. What? I only have 1 slot though. Exclusive to Shatter. Okay. Doesn't look like I can use that right now then. Oh. A portrait. The only person you should fail is yourself. Okay. Okay, these are popping up here. Field research on Hiss entity, Hiss corrupted agent, confidential, summary, the Hiss manifest in human hosts in numerous ways. Most common and least intense form is seen in the many corrupted agents floating throughout the Bureau. The Hiss agents have maintained their human appearance, undergoing no obvious physical transformation. The most notable distinction from an unaffected human is the fact that they levitate. That is a bit odd. These Hiss have displayed no aggressive behavior. They only seem interested in vocalizing the strange incantation ad infinitum. I haven't heard that spoken in a very long time. Anyway, Latin. Perhaps these vessels are only meant to propagate the Hiss corruption like spores or Wi-Fi boosters, or are they cocoons preparing to enter their next stage of evolution? When attacked Hiss agents disappear, perhaps entering a state of invisibility or undergoing a transformation into a purely resonant form. Research is ongoing. Refer to file blank for full report. Well, Hiss barrier. The Hiss resonance field is a physical impediment that is difficult to define. Hiss barriers appear as ways to impede escape or access by Bureau personnel. 2 methods have been discovered for lowering them. 1, destroy the multiple concentrated resonance sources found in the vicinity. 2, destroy the Hiss entities in the area. The resonance fields seem to require support for their size and density from other non-connected sources of Hiss resonance. Without the ability to draw from these sources, the barrier will fall. Does an inactive structure made of Hiss resonance qualify as a conscious being? Does the distinction make any difference when considering the Hiss? What does the very act of building walls to prevent our movement tell us about the Hiss? To what degree is it watching and planning? Refer to file blank for full report. And okay, yeah. We read that. Okay. Trying to stay on top of those. Not doing a great job. It's fine. Let's check out the other bathroom. Okay, yeah, let's just leave classified files in the bathroom. Please be aware, due to recent fluctuations in the nearest control point, this area's stability has been downgraded to yellow. Reference chart, green, stable, yellow, low possibility of unanticipated building shifts. Orange, high likelihood of unanticipated building shifts. Red, frequent unanticipated building shifts. Okay, yeah. Salad bar is not stocked and I'm sad about it. Okay, where am I going here? This way, possibly up? Yeah, up the stairs. Excuse me, chairs, out of the way. Got business to attend to. I cannot go up this way. Ah, there, yes, toward that red hallway. Oh, there's another shelter. Hello? That might be the mold. I'm gonna close that for now. Havana, okay. Event summary. An auditory event happened at the United States Embassy in Havana, injuring the majority of diplomatic staff stationed there. Blank deaths were reported and the outgoing information has been managed. Event response. Bureau agents arrived at the embassy on the same day as the event was reported through federal channels, but we were too late to witness the AWE, which is reported to have been blank. Okay. Staff experienced sudden intense vibrations and noise, accompanied by an intense pressure in the ears. This lasted for blank minutes. No visual phenomena was witnessed. The scene was cordoned off and the embassy staff were transported to the continental U.S. After Formula I.9 was recited in the vicinity, a single cowboy boot began to vibrate, identifying it as an altered item. The item was contained and brought to the Bureau for examination. See case file AI85 for details. Okay. That could also be a lowercase L. That is the problem with this font. That's okay though. I've actually read about that somewhere else. It's called Havana Syndrome. I think I saw that on Twitter or something. Oh, that's not good. Is that stapler or an altered item? Yeah, it's fine. Binder just did something. Okay. Get all these typewriters. Why is this desk like this? These are all altered items. Yeah, it's just, don't worry about it. Okay, this is where we came in. That's where I got shot at. Alright, let's head toward this big red, room here. Oh, I lost pointies for that! You can't see that. It's right above my, my health bar there. Behind my head. Okay, so I guess I didn't need to be going there. I kind of figured that was just gonna be like, hey, you're getting damaged, so you just need to hurry up. Oh, you put me all the way back here? Are you kidding me? Okay, that sucks. Well, we can just run. All the things I've collected are still here, so... Or... Still in our inventory, rather. It's me! I'm going the wrong way. This way... Wait, no, that's the director's office with that door that I can't, God, now I have to figure out how to do this again. Central Executive, boardroom, yeah, there was that thing that was like, hey, comm rooms, where was that? It was down on the bottom floor. We went out this way, it was this one. Is there a way that I can actually... Okay, yeah, it's just auto-saves all the way.
There it is again. Our welcome message.
Okay, yeah, so let's not go this way. That's probably for later. I don't have to fight these guys again, though, which is nice. Comms department is this way. It says... Ah, dead letters, hang on. What we have here? Machine God! Become as gods! I had a dream and I built the thing I saw in my dream. A machine that will contain God, but not the God you know or the ones anyone knows. A new God. This machine will be his body, his heart, and his mind. I made it just like the dream showed me. I used the motor from the refrigerator and the coils from my toaster and the fans plus the timing belt from my car's engine and the wheels from my son's skateboard. God can't move yet, but the dream said he would learn how on his own. It's just a beginner's body, like a baby's, but a machine instead. God only needs a place to start. If you want to interview me, please contact me at the address on the envelope. My phone does not work anymore. I had to use the dialing plate on God. Okay. That's fine. Alright. The music has begun, and so has the shooting. We're gonna loot, though. Alright. Appears you have some kind of shield. Eh. Trying to crouch here. I don't know why she keeps jumping. That's weird. Alright, there's another guy back there. Okay, one more. Okay. Personal mod energy boost. Okay, we've already got that one on. Yeah, what's going on back here? It's just dark here, so I'm gonna pick that up. Singing fish! Mr. Governor! I called the police, but they never come to my house. I got a problem and you gotta send folk to fix it. I got my wife one of them singing fish on the walls. It's not a real fish. It sings when you hit a button, but it's got the devil in it. It flies around at night and sings devil songs. Says lots of cuss words. The devil got in my house because of the fish, and you gotta come handle it. My wife is real upset. When can you come? Sincerely, Dwayne Barr. Ugh. The melee is pretty good, but I am gonna try to get a little bit better with the gun just cuz. Emily instructs Ashley to find the hotline. Yeah, find the phone. Okay. How do I get out of here? This is just infinite darkness. I just tapped it instead of holding it. It's barely told any story yet. Just sit tight. Just take it for what it is. None of this stuff is important yet. It's fine. Greetings, Director Trench. I'd like to thank you for approving my request for the Dead Letters Archive. Cataloging the Bureau's collection of delinquent mail will provide an extremely handy database that research teams can use to search for any connections or related topics found among the letters. Aside from the more functional purposes, the archive will allow us to preserve these windows into authentic human encounters with the paranatural world. The letters came to us from various places and times, gathered by the Postal Service as undeliverable. The Bureau is the perfect home for them. I realize not all letters contain accounts of genuine paranormal events, but even the erroneous ones allow us insight into how the unknown is perceived by real people. Of course, I will first compile a system to allow us to analyze the letters for any information or suspected connections to AWEs and other altered materials. So thank you again. Can't wait to delve into my dead letters. Pete Bartwell. Okay. So yeah, so far singing Devilfish is my favorite. It'll be hard to top that. I keep wanting Control to be crouch and it's not, and I'm wondering why that is. Do as you're told, don't eat mold. Here you go. You read the poster. Yeah, just sit back and enjoy. All of this is just flavor. We're at the very beginning. They're not going to explain anything to us for a long time. Watch me scour all of these desks. Watch me make the physics freak out on all of these objects. And it all will reveal itself in time. They gotta let us sit around and wonder what's going on for a while. It wouldn't be any fun if they just told us what was going on outright. There we go. I very much enjoy the headshot, explosion. Seems the building is shifted, blocking us from the comms department from this door. There is another one over there, though. But hey, let's do this first. Which I believe the game should save here, so if we die, we don't have to go all the way back to, by the boardroom. Oh, well, that actually cleared out the, comms room. Okay. Now we are free to explore. There's control points to gain access to fast travel sites throughout the oldest house. Yes, we've seen it.
Just look at it. 8 inches wide and capable of storing a whopping 80 kilobytes. Stolen by our friends at the CIA, the disk held the launch codes to Soviet nukes. This is not the disk, of course, but one exactly like it. A perfect fusion of concepts vibrating in the Cold War.
Hey, Slim, how's it going?
A receptacle. It is a receptacle for dangerous energies to hone in on. And they did. We don't have the details, but when things started flying around the disk, it was transferred to us. It's an object of power. OP. Oops. Oh, and it can launch things telekinetically through the air. To date, we've launched maybe 3 dozen pencils. And once, we even launched a cup.
Alright, alright.
Communications. We're on the right track.
I'm sure we'll be coming back through here, so I'm gonna just go ahead and go. Welcome to the comms department. Delays caused by house shifts do not count towards overtime. Oh. Oh. Check the washroom. Alright, nothing happening in here. I somehow missed that. Somebody really wanted to make sure he got the message. Yep, normal mailroom.
An object of power. Looks like the case of last
Okay.
We need to cleanse it.
Okay. Cover breaking. Need to move. Looks like I have to go this way. Not gonna throw anything at me? Alright, let's go. Okay, alright, alright. Moving up. Come here, you. Give me the floppy. I need it.
It's harder to hear you when I'm here. It's like the channel's been changed. The board's in charge here. They're pyramids in the Bureau seal. Are they really the ones pulling the strings? I'm not their director. I'm no one's director.
Hold E to grab highlighted objects, release E to launch. Haha! Yes! Okay. Take it there's another one over here. I jump with this? I can. But I can't run. Alright, that's just gone now. Eh. Yay! Who needs bullets when I've got cubes? I can't pick up this cube. Give me this cube. All right. All right. I just have this in my jacket pocket then.
There you are. You were gone. Cut off. I got it.
It's on! Let's go! Oh, come on. That thing was totally breaking cover. Can I take that box? I can't. Oh, I can take one of those, though. Yeah! I'm playing on PC. They did add ray tracing, but I don't have it on. In fact, most of my settings are actually on low right now. And I gotta say, the game looks pretty dang good for, you know, being on mostly low. That's just what it defaulted to, and I haven't tried to change it. I probably could beef it up a little bit. There you are. Aha! Who else is up? There you are. Yeah! But yeah, my graphics card does not have ray tracing capabilities, as far as I'm aware, so. Played on older Xbox, thinking to play on my new Xbox if graphics difference is worth it. Yeah, I don't know. That is purely up to personal preference. I have watched a little bit of people playing it with ray tracing on, and it does look absolutely gorgeous. Is this rainbow residue left after enemies die? That is their, like, his corruption or something. House memories. They made Control 2 instead of Alan Wake 2. Yeah, I think, Just already from this little bit of Control that I've been playing, I agree with that too. I'm sure that they will have that in the works shortly. As soon as they finish with Alan Wake. His ranger. His demo expert. What? Field research on his entity, his corrupted demolition expert, confidential. The Bureau only allows certain highly trained individuals to handle volatile materials and weaponry. Our demolition experts are instructed in the use of explosives in dimensions with distinct physical laws, making them important assets for engineering work as well as combat situation. His demolition experts are the only observed Hiss variations to wield the specially built rocket-propelled grenade that is designed to identify and track blank entities once fired, making them a threat whose termination should be prioritized in combat scenarios. Yeah, you think? I don't want to get exploded by a rocket. That would kind of ruin my day. I find it remarkable that the Hiss restrict usage of this weapon to the Bureau personnel who train specifically for its use. What does this tell us about its behavior? Can it not pass along new information to corrupted entities? Still too many unknowns. Refer to file blank for full report. Or I hope Alan Wake has telekinetic powers. I kind of wish that they would change the flashlight effect, or, well, not change, but I don't know. I really didn't like the flashlight thing in Alan Wake, which is, you know, a pretty big part of the game. I don't know, there were some times where it worked nicely, and other times it was like, oh, this is crap. Which again is by design, but that and some of the enemy encounters we had to do over and over and over and over and over again. Like that one with the guy telling us about the Omega-3. Summary: the Rangers are the Bureau's well-trained and well-armed expeditionary forces. Their Hiss corrupted counterparts are equally formidable. Prior to corruption, Rangers were trained to use a variety of weapons in order to face any threat found during AWE response or threshold exploration, including submachine guns, assault rifles, and automatic shotguns. His Rangers utilize these weapons as well as the advanced tactics taught by Bureau instructors. Some are additionally outfitted with the Bureau-made body armor. His Rangers have no observed paranatural abilities beyond some being protected by a shielding of dense Hiss resonance. There you go. That's your magic rainbow cloud there. Capable of stopping bullets. Considering the advanced training the Hiss Rangers are capable of applying to their situation, is it feasible to consider the human mind still remains intact to some degree? Or is the Hiss able to tap into this combat training and utilize it? Blech. Further observation is required. Okay. More case files. Floppy disk, yeah. Containment procedure must be contained in a cell with no other loose material. The object is an 8-inch diskette containing Soviet-era nuclear launch codes. When bound, the object allows para-utilitarians to telekinetically lift material and throw it a short distance. See Dr. Darling presentation 11.15 for more information. The object is currently bound to blank for research purposes. Nuclear. Background: stolen from a Soviet military base located in blank by agents blank and blank with the CIA. The diskette contained launch codes to blank missiles, believed to be reserved for use against blank. After being returned to America, the diskette began throwing computational hardware at members of the decoding team. An informant in the CIA tipped the Bureau off, and it was requisitioned by agents the next day. And that's the presentation we watched already. I'm just pulling it up. Let's check the shelter now. Let's see if this is okay. Alright. Wrong button. Sorry. Book Club Notes for Penny by L. Sampson. So I don't usually read a lot of sci-fi, but as far as space operas go, this was alright. The title, unless you could refer to a bunch of things in the book, I guess, but I thought it was a little vague and stupid. The way the characters kept throwing it around almost like a catchphrase got annoying real fast. Best part of the story was the space battles. I sided with the Fixers, obviously, because they had the coolest tech and their motives made the most sense to me. Honestly, if I had to choose between some hoity-toity flowers and gun space hippies or a badass bunch of warriors who go around devouring planets like cheap sushi on a Sunday, I know who I'm picking. A scene where they invade City Planet and convert the entire population using those brainworms and that space dog fight between those two ace pilots. Sign me the F up. Alright. What kind of ruined the whole thing for me was when my favorite character got killed not even halfway through the story by getting a battery cylinder launched into his face by a gravitational anomaly. His death didn't feel necessary at all. 205, okay. Okay, what else? So we got the thing in there. This is open.
The hotline can be reached through the mailroom.
Might be time to fight again. Lots of things I can throw here, which is fantastic. I was clearly not qualified to evaluate any book's quality. At least he's reading, right? Yeah, that's the room I want to go into. Find some files here. Clearance level 1.
This must open the door.
Oh, God. And you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and claim this control point, just in case I die. Yeah. Alright, let's see what's going on in here. There's raspberry juice, that's right, we gotta go in now. You look explosive.
They can fly now. Great.
Time to run. Damn, he's too fast. Got a letter for you. I guess I could actually shoot him too, huh? This is more fun. Ouch. That hurts. We're gonna die here, so it's a good thing we grabbed that control point. Drink some juice. So this is cool that I can actually throw the chunks of building that he's destroying here. Where are you, Tomasi? There you are. Whoop. Okay, let me just grab this real quick. Need to find more big things to throw here. Take a few shots at him while he's just chilling. Yeah, you don't like those headshots, do you? You also have a gun? What the hell? Oh, no, there's guys. Okay. All right. There's more guys. I think I killed that guy. Oh god, oh god. You did write coffee there. Too late. Where is that guy? I need more help. Oh my god. Please crouch. Oh, didn't matter. He had the high ground. Damn, we gotta start that fight all over. Actually, before we go back in, give me 1 second. I'll be right back. Yeah, we did definitely take way too much damage at the beginning. Why am I so shiny? What's going on over here? Welcome back. You successfully put out the fire.
They can fly now. Great.
to keep firing. Oh, okay. We've got guys. Fixed issue. Don't know why it worked. I mean, still counts. Take care of this little guy down here. Where is he? Oh, there you are. Whee! Where's Tomasi? Ow. I think I mostly just threw that at me. Damn it. Damn it. Stop being right-handed. This is really hindering me in every game. Oh, God. Then there's my trash aim. It's not helping me either. Alright, let's just rip chunks of the floor out. Seem to be having more success just shooting him, so... I mean, I'm still gonna try to throw. Ow! Okay, where was that health? Oh, there's some guys. Oh, I was trying to pick up a thing behind him and it just didn't. Crap. Alright, let's try again. Oh, that hurt him a lot! Look, we've already got the guys out. Ah, there. He's not even moving and I keep missing. Ow. Let me pick one of those up. Where are you? I don't know where he is. There he is. Ow. Didn't see I'd already picked something up. I thought I was just throwing the thing that I already had. Okay, we've got interlopers here. Where are you? There he is. Woo! Might be too far away. That might be why he's dodging this stuff so easily. No? Okay. Oh, headshots! I'm also very hurt, though. I need more guys to spawn so I can take their precious, precious life essence. There they are. Okay, let's not jump while I'm crouching, thanks. Oh, okay, I didn't see he was throwing that. God damn it. I mean, we did a lot of damage really quickly there. I know, that really makes me worried for the rest of the game, because this is baby mode for these boss fights. I think I'm just trying to go too quickly. Throw that, so that I can throw this at that guy. And throw this at that guy. And crouch. What's that orbital strike over there? What is that? Didn't like that one, huh? Oh, it's one of you guys. Cool. That was supposed to be a crouch, by the way. Let's move. Problem now is that all the health is out there in the middle. Okay, Tomasi actually doesn't have any things up. I'm gonna... Ow! Well, that worked well until that happened. There's more health over here now. Can I grab the things he's throwing at me? Oh god. Next phase. That is his shirt hanging off of him.
I have a feeling he'll be back.
Yeah, we didn't kill him. Summary. Hiss elevated agents display abilities similar to telekinetic competencies observed in Bureau paratalitarians. Some prefer to charge their targets, while others launch objects at them. Telekinetic attacks have been ineffective against the Hiss Elevated due to their own talent in the area. They do not use any weaponry except their own paranatural capabilities. Some Hiss Elevated have been seen levitating while strapped into chairs. This is likely the result of individuals being corrupted while undergoing cognitive recording in parapsychology. How are they able to use paranatural abilities? It is possible that these individuals were bound to objects of power prior to corruption. It is also worth considering that the Hiss resonance can identify and express latent paranatural ability in the individuals it corrupts. Cool. It's so similar to Quantum Break's last boss, and it royally sucked.
Let's stay focused. The hotline should be past the mailroom.
I still find the hotline. Alright, got it. Let's say we found Tomasi. And we shot him until he ran away. That was our mission update. And up we go. Hotline chamber. Give me the phone. Okay.
Alright, take this down. The situation in Cuba has been evaluated by the relevant authorities. The mysterious illness affecting the staff at the U.S. Embassy in Havana was caused by sonic weaponry in the hands of a foreign power. Numerous personnel have damage to the inner ear, but most are expected to make a full recovery. Of course, the event also damaged their cellular walls, but we can't blame that on some stupid noise gun. Thank God no local doctors examined them first. Honestly, what are the odds an alternate item would show up inside a U.S. embassy? Talk about good luck, huh? So much easier to... Are you still recording this?
Alright.
Alberto Tomasi, head of comms.
Yep, there he is. Aw, damn, it's expired. Oh well.
The Hiss got him.
Yeah, they did. All right. Spate of disappearances was traced to a home in the city of Butte, where Bureau agents discovered a translocated light switch cord. Okay. Event response Bureau agents arrived at the home of a local celebrity located at blank blank, which had been connected to a total of blank disappearances in the area. Agents found no one inside. While searching a closet, an agent pulled the light switch cord and disappeared from view. Another agent was selected to pull the cord in order to replicate the event. He disappeared as well. Both agents were discovered at the oldest house blank days later, found in a sealed room by rangers exploring a new area of the house. The light switch cord in the Butte's home closet disappeared during this incident. Okay. Hello, honey. Okay. Passing through. I know you're still in here. I mean, how else are you gonna find out?
The hotline can't be far now.
Hey, those contracts are legally binding, so be careful what you sign, people. According to their testimony, the agents had been transported from the Butte home to a roadside motel named the Ocean View Motel and Casino, and discovered a room key by performing a ritual. See file Mot 01. The key opened a door marked with an inverted black pyramid, which they only learned after a lengthy period of trial and error. After pulling another motel cord found inside this room, they were transported to the oldest house. The disappearances of the home's owner and the other locals of Butte have been attributed to this light switch cord. The Ocean View Motel is now known to have many doors and pathways. Since the occurrence, identical light switch cords to the one found in the Butte home have begun appearing throughout the oldest house. At the time of writing, blank light cords have been found in the oldest house, located in the blank and blank sectors. These all access the Ocean View Motel, though how exactly this link operates is blank, but initial hypotheses center on the Butte AWE as a blank. All right. What else we got? Hotline security log. All visitors must check in. Okay, we've got Director Trench. Bill Everett, custodian. Director Trench, Bill Everett. Okay. So just Zach and Bill until Carol shows up, who is another custodian.
The Ocean View Motel and Casino. Dream Logic. The light switch cord. Door marked with the black pyramid.
And anything else for me, Zach? All right. Notice, Ocean View Motel and Casino entry point. Catalyst light switch. Law 3 applies. That did not take me to the motel. Somebody's lying. The law of 3 is just you can't go in there without 3 people, right? Or at least I know. Oh, God. It's okay, we don't have to fight him again. I know that was a standard operating procedure for doing anything with the statue in SCP. Yeah, I would have been pissed if I'd had to do that fight again. Though, you know, figuring out that I just needed to stand there pretty much that whole time, and I was okay, that made the fight significantly easier. Okay, so I guess I go back. Stand here. Mind the gap. Director use only. Fatal psychic trauma. Okay.
Have we been here before?
That's the law of 3.
No. I've stayed at a lot of roadside motels across the country. On the road, on the run, under the radar. This feels like all of them. Like something recognized from a dream.
I guess that just meant that I needed to do it 3 times. Texas. Okay. Yeah, looks about right. See America in all of its dusty goodness. Ranger Naturalist Service. Ah. It was Texas all along. Miami, New York. Something else there I can't see because that is way too bright.
Hello? Anyone here?
Okay, yeah. Can't turn on those radios. 223 is not open. Maybe I have to do it 3 times. Okay. It's just gonna open a different door every time. Maybe. We'll see. Alright, that looks like keys.
Key has a black pyramid on it.
What if I keep pushing the bell? Oh, 2 just opens again. That's not fun. Yeah, that looks about right. That's Texas sun usually. Okay. Right, Black Pyramid. Yeah, take me back. Okay. And now there's a bridge. Let's go. Hello? Okay. That doesn't look like it's having a good time. Hotline will allow you to contact extra-dimensional entities. Okay. There was a gap there. Okay, I don't want to make contact with that. Yeet. Hotline collectibles menu, okay. We expect compulsive weekly calls? Okay. It's a hell of a lot of effort to answer the phone.
It is a phone. It's an object of power. It doesn't connect to any typical network. A direct line to the astral plane and the board. And my hypothesis is, under the right conditions, to other planes of existence as well.
A director needs a team. My management team. These people know the secrets of the Bureau as well as I do. Some even better. Darling, Tomasi, Salvador, Marshall. Marshall especially, my head of operations. She sees right through me. She knows I don't like relying on people. The only person you should fail is yourself. But things change when you become director.
Okay.
The hotline. I can reach Trench. Well, listen to him. He feels more like an echo. An echo with important info. I need to get back to Emily.
Or the board will speak to you, you must complete her wacky obstacle course.
When I tell them about you. Is it too soon to tell Emily? She might be able to help.
Yeah. Jesse smash. Ah! Shortcuts! Bureau funding. Yeah, the telekinesis actually feels very good. Way better than the gunplay. So I'll be trying to use that a little bit more. To all executive staff, I know there's some concern regarding our operations exceeding the annual budget. So long as we operate within the oldest house, we are obscured from scrutiny in many respects. If our budget demands are not exorbitant to the point of drawing attention, then they will be granted by the US Treasury without question. The FBC is just another line in another spreadsheet that some lowly accountant won't even notice. Their eyes will skip over us as if we weren't even there. Yeah. Nature of the oldest house allows us certain freedoms in how we operate. Our being here is no accident. Regards, Zachariah Trench, Director of the FBC. Case files, hotline. Let's check the phone. Object should be inaccessible for use except to the director. Object is a 1960s era red bakelite telephone. Apparently that stuff is kind of rare these days, and if you find anything made out of that, it's valuable to antique hunters, I guess. That's just what I've seen. I don't know how much truth there is to that, but rotary dial has been replaced with a black knob of unknown purpose. The phone weighs blank. Put it on a scale. Or does it do some crazy stuff? I don't know, yeah, it probably does. The object allows the director to communicate with the blank. I'm gonna say that that's probably bored. We might be able to figure that one out. Used by anyone other than the director, the object will cause lethal blank. I believe that is also psychic damage, as the sign said. The object is currently bound to Director Trench. Not anymore, it ain't. The object spontaneously manifested in the director's office, placed on the desk. Director Northmore was the first known Bureau agent to use it. A battery of tests were run on the object, including blank and blank, but its origin remains unknown. Cool. Secret phone. Control points, hotline, management team, Ocean View Motel, the coming storm, directorship, what the... Oh, we can just rewatch these. Okay, we've seen these. That's just how you view all the stuff from Trench. Someone has come and collected his body, by the way. Oh yeah, probably. I wanted the globe, but I guess we'll take that. I'm gonna not wreck the director's office, considering that it's mine now, I guess. Central Executive. Emily. There's no fall damage, let's go.
Jesse, did you get the hotline? I mean,
yes, I did.
The comms, the hiss. Sorry, you made it. I'm glad.
Emily? Let's talk.
Of course.
I got the hotline. I can make out what Trench is saying now.
Incredible. What did he say?
He talked about his management team. People who knew the Bureau's secrets. Your boss, Darling. Tomasi, but he's gone. He's gone.
I expect they're all gone.
He's the head of security.
And Marshall?
Helen Marshall is head of operations. She's tough, ex-CIA. She took her Rangers and went to the research sector to secure the HRA production. She hasn't come back.
Someone who could help us. The other sectors. How do I get there?
It's impossible because of the internal lockdown. You can perform a directorial override to lift it, but that can only be done in the maintenance sector. Normally, you take the sector elevator down there. It connects all the sectors, but it won't work while the lockdown is in effect.
We already got past one lockdown. Maybe I can find a way.
Jesse, look, with no prep, no training, in this extreme situation, you are doing phenomenally well. And all that and the hiss can't seem to affect you. I mean, I would love to run some tests on you. If you agree, that is. We could find out something that would help us.
Tests? I don't know. She might find out about you. But I wouldn't mind understanding more myself.
Okay. If you think it will help.
Great. I'll check the internal documentation for any lockdown bypasses. We need to get these sectors open to locate Darling and Marshall.
And I'll look for a way inside the maintenance sector. The sooner we find one, the sooner I reach this override.
I like how Pope's asking her for questions and Jesse's kind of doing the Mass Effect space out thing, just... And in the meantime, Pope is just... Full minute later. Yeah, okay. Oh yeah, the janitor just big time in on this. Ability points! Ah, crap! No! Ah! How did I do that? I thought it said press G. How do I do ability points? I 100% missed it. Uh-huh. See what you're doing. No ability points for us. Hit I can go to collectibles. I mean, it's showing me that I've got those already. Personal mods, that's different. Launch efficiency, Assets are just these materials in our clearance level. I have no idea what these are. Oh! Art changes which side the camera is on. Like, oh, okay, that's nice. Tab brings up menu. Not like F1 or anything, is it? Nope. Yeah, we're gonna have to look at the keybinds. I thought it was G or B, and I tried G, and that brings up the, you know, our inventory and stuff, and then, B didn't do anything, or at least I don't think it did. Other... Toggle map, toggle side. Open loadout with G, open missions with M, open assets with I, collectibles with N. Oh, it said I had to go to a console to use them? Okay, that helps. But yeah, she's fine. She's just writing on her clipboard. I'm gonna assume it saved after that because it completed the mission and stuff. There's also a new file right there. So I'm not gonna pick anything up here because I don't want it to, you know... Don't want to mess it up. And this is like the perfect time to stop because we finished the mission. I'm already at my computer. And Emily's just staring at me. You play with your clipboard. What is that? Okay, but yeah, this game is certainly interesting so far. I gotta admit, I kind of wasn't too excited about it this morning, even though, like, last week I was like, yeah, this will be cool, and then just, I don't know. But yeah, this is fun. It's drawn me in a bit. I want to see where this goes. And it looks good, even with the graphic settings. Yeah, let me show you guys what the settings are actually on. Yeah, so yeah, this is what it defaulted to. I guess they're mostly on medium and just a couple on low, but it still looks really good for, you know, being on medium and low. And yeah, ray tracing off. We cannot do that. Game is certainly infuriating so far. You gotta wait for the story to unfold, man. I don't know what else to tell you. Just relax. Just take in the information as little fun tidbits. Those are your appetizers. It's fine. It's fine. They're free. You don't have to pay for those. That is your free bread. Alright. Now I want bread. So I'm gonna go get some lunch. Thanks for hanging out, y'all. We will get back at this tomorrow. I have nothing else of value to add, so I'm gonna go. Y'all take care.